Celtic fans view this Saturday evening. I just throw the ball for the dog. Right, there you go. Yeah, there's some news I want to talk about this afternoon, and obviously the big news of the day is Celtic finally got Champions League games, and we know when we will play the games. We'll talk about that first of all, and then I want to talk about big news concerning Celtic that I think that will affect every single fan, and it has the opportunity to take the club to the next level, when it comes to finances. There is there has been changes at Celtic over the past year. Um, we'll talk about the Champions League first of all, while a few people sort of for them to know things are going to start tomorrow. I think it does. We'll talk about that in a minute, Paul. But obviously, the big news of the day was the Champions League draw and games. Celtic begin their Champions League on the 18th of September. My brother will love that. With a home game against Slovan Bratislava and at Celtic Park. Brendan Rodgers then on the 1st of October goes to Borussia Dortmund. That's not exactly when I wanted that game to be played. Um, Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to Borussia. I wanted to go to that game, but I'd already had a little mini break booked for that weekend, and if I come back on that Tuesday, and for me to come back in and then fly straight out to Germany and try and get to a game, the missus would kill me. And anyway, the Wednesday, the 23rd of October, Celtic then head to Italy, and then Tuesday, the 5th of November, Celtic entertain RB Leipzig. Wednesday, the 24th of December, Celtic are away at home again, sorry, to Club Bruges. Um, which is a good one. I'm glad that we're not going to Belgium. It's a terrible place. Celtic are then away to Dynamo Zagreb. That'll get the Celtic fans really bumped up. I know quite a few that are booked for that one already. That one's on the 10th of December. Zagreb, 10th of December. Make sure you wrap up warm for that one. I remember we played in Spain in November, December, and it was warm and cold at night. Zagreb will just be cold. And then on January 22nd, they play Young Boys of Bren. And then the final game, the penultimate game of the group stages. We are away, and what was the score with them today? We are away to Aston Villa on the 29th of January, and that's the one that will more than likely get more Celtic fans than any other of the games. Because it is on home territory, you'll get a lot of fans heading to that game. Now, this is only a quick live. It is only going to be a 15, 20-minute live. So I need to get right into it. If you remember last year, and the reason I'm talking about this is Celtic are putting through a lot of content, a lot of their little snippets of content onto YouTube, and they're basically wanting you then to subscribe on Celtic TV. Now, we'll remember last year, the 19th of July 2023, Celtic announced a brand new director. They told us about a brand new director that came from Apple TV in London. Now, why am I talking about this? Because it has huge importance for the way that Celtic are going to move forward as a club and added revenue. It is all about revenue, this one. And it's going to give Celtic even more revenue. And they want to be pretty much at the forefront of the new online era. There is a lot of change going on. There are a lot more clubs are doing YouTube channels, and a lot more clubs are putting a lot of money into their interactive services. Celtic have upped their game finally. I think that they're years later than what they should have been. I mean, I can remember when I was doing videos, when I was actually going to games and I was outranking Celtic, and I was getting more views than the Celtic channel, Celtic's own channel back then, which had to change, and ultimately I had to change. I mean, I've used YouTube for business for a lot of years before I started doing Celtic stuff. But I always knew that Celtic would catch up. And catch up they seem to be doing. They've got a lot of new editors, it seems, in the house, or they've trained editors up to be using better software. Their video is a lot better. Everything is looking positive for the online media side, and I applaud that. I, for one, applaud that because I know I know the effort that can go into this type of thing, and the finances and the resources that need to put into it, and getting the right people in on an ongoing basis. Now, last year, a man that was only 2 years older than me, Brian Rose, entered into Celtic. And Brian Rose is a non-appointed. He's a Celtic appoint, a new non-executive director. Now, the news that Celtic put out on the day was Celtic are delighted to announce the appointment of Brian Rose as a new non-executive director with immediate start. A lifelong Celtic supporter, Brian is currently director of Apple Services in London. Now, what are you? Why are we talking about this now? Because he was head of a department that was all about reoccurring revenue, about online media that gets people subscribing. And it was all about subscription-based services. When you have subscription-based services, you have income that comes into the club on an ongoing basis, on a monthly basis. When we buy our season tickets, we make a one-off payment to the club every year. And the club then takes that money and then they've got to think of other revenue streams. They've got to try and be better in Europe. They've got to get into the Champions League. They've got to bring out 3 strips. And when you bring out the 3 strips, there is a lot of the money that is then taken away to Adidas and other sorts. And an easy way to improve your revenue streams even more is take all your multimedia in-house. And if you look at the brand, well, the new Celtic, and I've closed it. Where is it? I need to open the page, Celtic.tv. If you open up the website, it's not that. Where is it? Two seconds, I've lost the page. Oh, no, go on Google. Right, 2 seconds. Yeah, CelticFC.tv. So if you open up CelticFC.tv, you will get, and if you click on just the home page, right, you will get little snippets of videos. Now you can play online for yearly, you can pay 149, you can pay a yearly premium, but there's coming up, you can pay monthly. There's also pay monthly. You can pay online monthly for 14.99, and you can pay the premium for 21.99. They are making massive inroads in this department, are Celtic, on Celtic TV. Now, Brian Rose was brought in to oversee this side of the business. Now, Celtic are bringing out a brand new documentary-based series, which is something that you would expect to see on the likes of Netflix, which says that they're up in the game. And we'll know that it is going to be talking about last season. It's going to show us footage behind the scenes. And the new Celtic TV website is in beta testing, but it will take, and that's interesting because there's you're going to be able to rent space on it. So they're going to have advertising space on it. And this is where the revenue streams get even more fantastic for Celtic. Other than paying Google adverts on your website and stuff, and you're getting a crappy amount of money, Celtic will be able to sell advertising TV space and multimedia space on the website going forward more than what they're doing just now. Available to rent has come up on it, which is it's going to be interesting. The potential for this new documentary with a rental price auction, you can rent it similar to Amazon. You can rent programs on Amazon, or you can buy them. It's going to be similar to that. Anyway, what it does mean is it's more money from the fans, and people say that it's exploitation. It's not exploitation by Celtic. It's just Celtic taking a leaf out of what works, and I think that the club can only be, for once, I'm going to say it's a good thing. And I know that a lot of us watch Celtic TV and we watch it on IPTV sticks. We watch it on these Fire sticks. But I think Celtic as a club, to hit its worldwide audience and to get it right to the kind of customer that they know that, one, buys Celtic merchandise, that has got a vested interest in Celtic, that will watch absolutely anything online when it comes to Celtic. And I know that they'll do this because Celtic are currently, when it comes to YouTube, and I can talk about the stats that Celtic have. Now, they're not exact stats, but if I go into the Celtic YouTube channel, I can see that. Just 2 seconds. That's I can see over the last month that Celtic's had 1.3 million views on YouTube. Now that's nothing compared to the likes of Aston Villa. Aston Villa gets around about 7 million views a month on YouTube. So Celtic need to find another way of generating more income. The income that they get from YouTube is minute. Is minute. You'd be lucky if Celtic are probably if on a good month they might be making 6 grand a month from YouTube, with just over 1 million views. They do put out a lot of shorts feeds, don't they? So, but no, they'll probably be bringing in fact, I could probably check. It'll give me a rough indication. It'll not give me an exact one. But if I go into this other website, it doesn't matter. But yeah, they're doing around about 1.3 million views a month just now. And that can go up and down. Subscriber wise, they've got over 2,000 subscribers in the last month. And the videos, they've put out 100 videos compared to my 8 to 9 videos in the last 28 days. So, as another income stream, Celtic have to be at the forefront of this new online era. And unfortunately for the fans, it's just going to be more money. But the way that Celtic see it, if people are going to stop paying £90 a month for Sky or whatever it is for Sky, would you then go down to buying some strips and then paying the £24 a month or whatever it is, whatever it will be for the Sky television? For Celtic TV. When you look at it, where's the cost? They do have a free view section. We've got the home. I mean, 189 for the year is not a lot. A lot of people will pay 100 quid for a Fire Stick to get it fully loaded. You get HD live videos of every Celtic match plus full match replays. You do also get full match replays plus live video only available outside the UK and Ireland. It's an interesting one. And then you've got a gift package that you can buy also. I just think it's interesting the way that Celtic are going about this. And I think that with this new style platform, a new Amazon and a new Netflix style platform, that it's like going down to the old, remember the old DVD shops? Remember the old DVD shops you used to get in the 90s, and you'd go down and you'd go, rather than, because you couldn't buy or the old VHS. You go down to the video store and you would rent a video for 2 days, and you thought nothing then is spending 2 or 3 quid to rent a VHS video for you to bring it back in a couple of days. So it is something similar to that. £40 for a Fire Stick fully loaded, says George. Dumped Sky about 5 years ago, total rip-off. Yep, I dumped Sky 10 years ago, mate. It's been over 10 years. I've been in Spain 4 years. So yeah, it was probably about 14 years ago that I got the version of Fire Stick then. I pay for it every year. It's great, says San Fran Celtic. Great value. And I think it can only be I'm on the bonnet. I left Celtic. I left Sky Sports. They went into Celtic the Semco game. Yeah, they're taking it. It's coincidence. Is fine, but confidence is fine, but overconfidence could be a disaster. Talking about video, Azad videos, lol. Yep. You remember all the video shops that went bust as soon as they brought out DVDs and all the rest of it that you can go and buy. Anyway, it is just a quick video talking about the Champions League. The draws have been announced by Celtic, who is all going to games. The one game that I wanted to go to in Germany, I'm not going to be able to go to because that is the day that I arrived back from a sort of long weekend trip, which is unfortunate. It's the only game I wanted to go to. I'm totally gutted. Absolutely gutted. But anyway, that's it for your Celtic news this afternoon. When it comes to the league, there were some games today. Where they have done that. The scores in the Scottish SPFL today was Dundee 2, St Mirren 2, St Johnstone 1, Motherwell 2, Ross County and Aberdeen play in around about 25 minutes time. They kick off. It's interesting that Ross County and Aberdeen are playing at 5:45 on a Saturday evening. on a Saturday evening. Anyway, the table sits. Celtic are still top of the table, as you would expect. Aberdeen are sitting on 9 points. Celtic are sitting on 9 points with a goal difference of 9. Aberdeen are sitting on 9 points with a goal difference of 5. Rangers are sitting on 7 points. Let's hope we can extend Celtic's lead tomorrow. Motherwell are sitting on 7 points. Also, Dundee are sitting on 6 points. Dundee United are sitting on 5 points. St Mirren 4 points. St Johnstone 3 points. Ross County 2 points. Hearts 1 point. Hibernian 1 point. And Kilmarnock no points. 3 games into the season, and those teams are still rooted to the bottom of the table. Obviously, they'll play tomorrow, but you would never expected that. And even at this stage of the season, you wouldn't expect that. Anyway, let's jump into the comment section before we go. Carly's going to Greece. Going to Greece. Jota will be back one day. He loves us. No, he won't. Chill pill. Jota, that's like saying, "That's glad you know, I have no fucking clue about this technology." Says Hank. Yep. It was just something that I seen posted today, and then I thought, do you know what? It is interesting that Celtic are going down this route, and it is all about creating more income streams. And I can only say hats off to them, hats off to them. But they do need to get Celtic TV to stop crashing. They do need to put a lot more money into it. It's okay getting rent to buy programs and all the rest of it, but they need to get Celtic TV to stop crashing at the beginning of the games. Anyway, who was on this live tonight? Paul J was in, Paul Baird was in, Simon Ireland was in, Jai B. Sports was in. Stephen Johnston was on live. Also, great show last night, said Wilson. It was a fantastic show. 3 hours, 40 minutes. And oh my God, did I feel it this morning. I had a long lie in this morning, as long as lies I could. And then I crashed out on the sofa after it. As soon as I finished the live, I had some breakfast and I crashed out on the sofa again. Something that I never do. So yeah, it took its toll just a little bit last night. Leo Miles in the house, Jail's in the house, Paul's in the house, Hazel is in the house, Paul Quinn's in the house, happy birthday to Lanky, Kevin's in the house, Carly's in the house, Hank is in the house, Stephen Johnson's in the house, Opinionated Glaswegian's in the house, I think I've covered everyone, Lorna Gallagher's in, and a lot more. Anyway, it was just a quick video. It was nobody really knew what was coming on. Celtic for the Scottish and Irish history, says Paul J. George, I'll tell the Carden Den boys tomorrow. I was asking for them bus stops, my local. Yeah, tell the Carden Den. Yeah, that Baz was asking for them. Yeah, tell the Carden Den bus I was asking for them. Somebody asked last night, actually, go and say hello to somebody. That's 2 minutes. I'm sorry if I missed a lot of comments last night. People were asking me to say hi to them on the end of the video, and I kind of missed it out. It was just absolute madness last night, and I apologise if I missed you out. So anyway, last comment goes to Ian. He says they need to get shot of Sky and do their own channel, or pay for that if it showed all the game. Well, Sky Celtic TV do show all the game, but I think what fans want is extended commentary, and you only really get that off of the big networks that obviously the Celtic and the SPFL are bowed down to. Will Celtic go down the road of having extended commentary after the game rather than cutting the Celtic TV short? Can they then keep us live on Celtic TV and go straight to the manager and then have an in cut and then maybe even go to the press conference? That way that you would know you were getting the exact information, and then it would cut out the paper media and all these other stuff, and it would keep it in-house. I think that would be a fantastic way to go, but you never know. Maybe that is the future for the club. Stephen Johnson says, big love. Decent draw for the UEFA Champions League, can get something out of the group. Take care, everyone. Have a great night. Says Lorna. You get the last comment. You're one of the stars of the channel, Lorna, as well as one of the moderators, and thank you for all the work that you do. And on that note, have an absolutely fantastic evening, Celtic fans all around the world. Tomorrow is a new day, is a new dawn. Early morning, up with a lark. I think I'll go for a walk in the park. Hey, hey, hey. It's going to be a beautiful day, and let's hope it is a beautiful Sunday. Come